Hey everybody, I'm Sierra. This is my mom,
Hi, I'm Sabrina.
and today we're making a video just talking. I'm gonna be talking to my mom about, things that you would want to ask your mom, you know? So, we're gonna get started with got some questions I want to ask my mom. And if you have anything that you want to ask, you can ask my mom, and she will give you the best advice she has got. All right. So, So let's start off. I want to talk about a relationship I had. And this relationship was a couple years ago. It was back in high school, nothing serious. But this relationship, I had a boyfriend, and he was very, like, I say bold, but at the same time nonchalant, you know? And when I was with him, it was kind of weird because he he would be all lovey-dovey, right? But the thing is that it would just sound like things that he just like wants me to hear. He would say like I love you and this and that. And he would like say things to make me feel good, good morning messages, good night messages. And when I'd see him in person, he's kind of distant. I'd see him walk with his friends, and like he wouldn't really say anything to me, you know? Like it was weird. It was weird seeing him in school, but when I would text him, when I would call him, like all the attention was on me. But that's the thing, is that I was feeling like I couldn't trust him. The feeling was weird. Like there was some issues where, it felt like he was just telling me what I wanted to hear. I don't know, what are your thoughts on that?
Are we talking about Voldemort or C?
This one, Voldemort.
Okay. Um, well, first of all, if someone needs to hide you in front of their friends, maybe they're just, I don't know if he's hiding you, but did he, when you were in school, did he like come up to you, talk to you, or?
Yeah, sometimes. Like, we would go and we would make plans to go to the library, right? And it would just be us in the library. Like, I know, like, he would get close, he'd put his arm around me, like, he'd be like, hey. It was weird. But, like, when we were out in public,
Nothing?
I mean, I get a hug from him or this and that, but it was just kind of awkward.
Well, it also depends on what grade are you in.
This was sophomore.
Okay. Um, you guys are pretty new to relationships. Not saying that, you need to be advanced to know if someone is into you or not, but also you guys are young. And I believe that if someone needs to perhaps hide in public of their affections or communications with you, um, and they're very nonchalant, a little hug here and then walk away kind of thing, that gives me an impression of perhaps they're seeing or talking to other people. Were you guys exclusive? Were you guys just seeing each other? Were you guys actually
Well,
dating?
I know he has a lot of friends. I know he
Okay.
invited me to like some Discord or something. He would talk to other girls on there, you know. But he would tell me like they're just friends, like nothing more.
But in school, he would hide, or not hide, will hide his actual affections in public in school. So if he's hiding how he feels about you, and you're saying when you're home, talking on the phone, he's a totally different person. He could be nervous, but at the same time, I think that he is a player. I don't know, I'm old school, so um, I believe that if someone needs to hide their affection out in public, there is a reason. They're trying to not attract that they do have a girlfriend, or that they're talking to you specifically. Maybe they have other encounters that they're pursuing, and but if he's saying that he's actually, you're his girlfriend, and there shouldn't be a problem. There should never be a problem with him either holding your hand, walking with you, talking with you, seeing how you're doing. And I'm not saying that it has to be so intense, but he shouldn't hide you either. So
Right.
that's like a red flag for
Yeah,
me.
it was weird because he was intense, you know?
Alone with you, he was intense.
Yeah, he was.
But out in public, he wasn't.
Out in
so
public,
that
it
does
was very
tell me.
nonchalant. It was like very shy, sort of. You know, it's high school. So, you
Right.
know, like, what would you tell younger people in school? Like, what advice would you give them if they're in a relationship? Like,
We'll take it slow. Be friends first. Get to know each other. Make sure you know it's just not all about attraction, because someone could look really good on the outside, male or female, or they, them, whatever. They can look great out on the outside, but on the inside, they're ugly.
right,
So for me, being you can look as good as you want on the outside, but if you have an ugly heart or if you have ugly insides, it will kind of start sweating out, if you know what I mean.
mm-hmm.
And it'll eventually start seeping out, and you get to see someone's true colors. The advice I have to give again would be just to take it slow, get to know that person, not worry too much about the physical moralities of the relationship, but just start to talk with them, befriend them, learn things that you like about them, learn things that you may not like about them, because
Right.
not everybody is for everybody. But you don't know that unless you become friends first.
Right.
Jumping into a relationship because someone looks good or you're attracted to them, yes, that helps, but that's just maybe a certain percentage of being with someone or liking someone. So you can like someone a lot because of physical attraction, but you can also like someone a lot because you have a lot of things in common. You know, you befriend them, you know, you get to learn them, what they like, what they don't like, what you don't like in that person. And it's not to say that you have to have a ton of partners that you're with, but you eventually will find what makes you happy and what you like or what you would want to have in a person. And it really is trial and error, unfortunately. um, it's very, very rare where you can say, wow, this is the one. This is the one for me. This is my forever person. So if that happens, I mean, you'll feel it in your soul. You'll feel it in like your gut. But 9 times out of 10, it's just getting to know somebody and seeing, okay, these are the qualities that I'm looking for in a relationship, in a partner, and these are the qualities that I don't like. So really, everyone's just I don't want to say a test, but it's a plate, a sample, a sample.
Like, you don't want to get too emotionally invested too early, right?
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
you just gotta, and you gotta be honest too. You gotta tell them, just be like, hey, let's just take things slow, see where it goes. It doesn't have to be all serious, especially if you're in high school, middle school.
Right, it's just not that serious. And if someone is trying to make it that serious, especially being physically touchy,
Yes,
feely,
being bold, they ask you
bold.
for, things that may seem uncomfortable, that you're not ready for.
And if you're not, it's okay to say, hey, look, I'm not ready. And if they don't understand or if they don't respect that, then that's just someone you can just say, okay, next. We could just be friends and keep it moving. I mean, you already are friends, but as you're getting to know, each other, and they like you or you like them, and you're just learning each other.
If they truly like you, they will have respect for you and your decisions,
Correct.
Because they would want to take it slow too if they really liked you.
Right.
It would be something that you wouldn't have to think and overthink so much. It would just come out easy. Because if you truly like that person and that person truly likes and respects you, it doesn't have to be hard, you don't have to be overthinking because, it'll just come naturally, right?
And the moment you start overthinking and second guessing and wondering about the person, what they're doing, if it's
Yeah,
making you feel sick to your stomach and something is wrong, that's your intuition. It's not being paranoid. It's your intuition, your gut feeling telling you, hey, something's not right about this person. It's just not sitting right. Usually go with your gut feeling and basically don't, push into or rush into something that you're not ready for. Again, my highest advice would be to learn the other person.
yeah,
Learn the other person. Learn the things that you like. Learn the things that you dislike. And then you'll see. I mean, you're never going to have that perfect one. And if you do, hey, great, But learn the person. Learn the things that you like. Learn the qualities and know the qualities that you look for in a person, not just, oh wow, they're attractive, or oh wow, they have this, and oh wow, they have that. It's not all about that all the time. That might um, be the first, um, how do you say, that would be your first interest would be, oh, okay, they're kind of nice to look at. Okay, so next step is befriend them, get to learn them, get to know them, get to know what you like and what you dislike, and then take it from there. Even if you have to write a journal on that person or just a journal in general. Look, like you told me, you don't like people or guys with tattoos. You don't like guys that curse,
right, yeah,
and that's a great quality to have. I mean, if you don't want to be around someone that's every other word is the F word, you know, um, that is your preference. Some girls they don't mind, some guys don't mind, um, but you have to know what you like. What's I'm not gonna tell you that that's not a good trait to have, because like I said, some people don't mind. They might have potty mouths themselves, so they don't really care to be with someone that curses or you know has tattoos, or for whatever reason. You know what you like and what you don't like. Some people like the bad boys, some people like the bad girls, some people like different things, but you won't know unless you talk with the person, you're with the person, you spend time with the person,
yes,
understand them. So that would be my
yes,
advice, is to befriend someone that you're interested in pursuing further and take it really slow.
right. You know, it shouldn't be something hard where, it should come naturally. They understand you and they respect you, you know?
Right.
Like, if you have something important you want to say to somebody, you shouldn't be with somebody who's like, oh, it's whatever, you know, what happened happened. Eh, why do you have to care about it? It's nothing, you know? You want to be with somebody who's like, yes, I understand. You can always tell me anything, and I'm here for you. And, just be there for each other. And that's how you build genuine connection, I guess,
Right.
But, these minds out there, and, young minds, nobody takes anything seriously, really. High school,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe.
high
It
school
depends.
self, high
I've seen
school.
some, yeah, I've seen some high school sweethearts, you know.
It could happen, yes. But again, you need to learn what you like and what you don't like in a person.
Yeah,
And once you find that, then you know what to do. You take it from there.
yeah, you find what you like and you don't like, and, you never, ever, ever want to lead somebody on either, you
No
know.
gaslighting.
No gaslighting, you know. You can't just tell somebody I love you after a week, right?
Depending if they're trying to manipulate the situation, I mean, or if they actually feel like that.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah, this could be. manipulators out there. You know, I felt like I was being manipulated, sort of, because when I was in that relationship, you know, he was just telling me everything I want to hear, you know. But yeah. Thanks for listening, and if this helped you at all, you know, you can drop a comment, like, subscribe if you want to see more, and let us know if you have any questions you'd like to ask my mom. She's definitely been through it all, you know, in her past. So you let us know, and we'll be happy to chat. Toodles!
Till next